You're listening to hashtag No Filter with Zack Peter. That's me, your naturally platinum blonde pop culture connoisseur. I'm the reality TV junkie, self-improvement addict, and host with only the hottest tea spilled fresh all week long. Those balls have gotten you into trouble, though.
Yeah. They picked us because we're horny.
Yeah,
right.
And that's your chronic state.
24/7.
My life has changed so much that it's almost like a completely different life.
From the latest news on the Real Housewives,
I'm so happy to be here and engage with you.
deep dives into celebrity legal scandals, and unfiltered convos with your favorite stars, I've got you covered. And yes, I always keep receipts. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. What's up? Got a very special episode of hashtag No Filter for you guys today. I've got Harry Jowsey on, got a little bit of Beverly Hills scoop that we'll dive into, and then we'll get into the Harry Jowsey interview. And listen, Harry, we dive into all things housewives, dating, sex. We answered some of your questions that you guys sent in. And I'm just going to say this is a very not safe for work episode of No Filter with Zack Peter. So get ready for it. But okay, so let's start with, what should we start with? The Richards sisters. Hilton sisters. Kim Richards, her daughter Brooke just celebrated a baby shower. Congrats to Kim Richards and to Brooke. It was hosted by all of their cousins, Paris, Farrah, Nikki, Alexia, and Portia. It was held at Kathy Hilton's house, which is interesting, and we can see that Kathy was at the event. However, noticeably absent from the event was Kyle Richards, and we know they've not been on the best terms since they taped the reunion. We have part 3 of the reunion that's airing tonight on Bravo, part 3 of the Beverly Hills season 12 reunion. And according to some inside sources, Kyle Richards was a no-show at the shower because she apparently had a work engagement. But it seems she at least had some sort of hand in planning the event. Unclear what the actual hand in planning the event was. But I mean, come on, if her daughters, if Farrah, Alexia, and Portia were hosting the party and they were helping to plan things, then I would imagine Kyle was working with them to put together some of the details and maybe make some connections. It seems, according to Reality Blurb, that all 3 sisters, Kim, Kathy, and Kyle, it kind of like paints the picture that they all planned the party together in some interesting way. I don't know, especially if Kyle's not showing up to the party. I would assume Kim was there. I didn't see any photos of Kim. Apparently, the morally corrupt Faye Resnick was there. She was seen in some photos. Sutton Strack was also reportedly there. I didn't see any photos of Sutton in attendance, but we also didn't see any photos of Kim Richards. And of course, Kim's not going to skip out on her daughter's baby shower. So I'm assuming Kim was there. We haven't seen any pictures of her as of yet. We do see the morally corrupt Faye Resnick hanging out with Kathy. She seems to be very happy about being in the mix, and good for Faye. Faye's going to stick around and stick by Kathy's side. But I mean, I would understand Kyle not feeling comfortable going to the baby shower because it's at Kathy's house and they're not on the greatest of terms. Or maybe Kathy didn't want Kyle there. Maybe Kathy was, we know Kathy has disinvited Kyle and some of her family members from, Nikki's wedding. So I wouldn't be entirely surprised. Or maybe Kyle just wasn't feeling comfortable. I don't know. But it appears that there's still quite a rift between the two of them, which is interesting. And I feel like Kathy probably, feels superior in some sort of way, being that she hosted the shower and she got to have all the girls there minus Kyle. I also, even though it says Portia was one of the cousins that was hosting the shower with them, most of the cousins, Brooke and her cousins Nikki and Alexia, they posted the photo on their Instagram. Not all of them, but some of them, and they're like cousin squad. So, but it's interesting that cousins photo doesn't show Portia. So I'm curious if Portia also skipped out on the baby shower. There aren't many photos from the shower. Couple of like Instagram stories that people were posting, but from what I've seen, I didn't see Portia. I didn't see Sutton. I didn't see Kim Richards. I'm sure Sutton probably posted something on her Instagram stories. I just didn't catch it, but interesting guest list. Didn't appear Garcelle was there, but Sutton definitely showed up for her good friend Kathy Hilton. Also, it wasn't reported that Crystal was there either. who knows? I guess Crystal doesn't really know Kim. I didn't think Sutton really knew Kim, but whatever. On the note of Kathy Hilton, though, a new report has come out in TMZ, and it looks like the gay slur ends up coming up at the reunion. So according to TMZ, Erica claims that Kathy used a slur towards someone that was around the cast earlier in the season. Not really sure what that means. This happens off camera, so there's no footage of it. There's no audio of it. The insider told TMZ that production investigated Erica's claim following the Aspen trip, but found it to be a case of she said, Erica's word against Kathy. Therefore, they can't corroborate it or prove that it happened or prove that it didn't happen. No corroboration, right? So apparently with the reunion airing, it does come up, and Kyle apparently doesn't really come to Kathy's defense, and she kind of just sits there quietly. I haven't seen tonight's reunion yet. I don't think any of us have. Obviously, we'll go into it with the anticipation of knowing that this is going to come up. But it's interesting because when we initially heard the reunion, or not the reunion, when we initially heard the slur rumors, it was about a DJ in Aspen, right? And apparently Kathy wanted to talk about Billie Jean, she wanted them to play Billie Jean, and the DJ was like, "No, go back to Los Angeles." And then she called him. She's like, "Oh, that FAG over there told me that I should go back to Los Angeles, and he didn't want to play the song that I requested," and blah blah blah. And so that's the slur that we heard. But there was also this rumbling and rumor that Sutton's assistant Josh was called the gay slur by Kathy Hilton. I guess there was something regarding like luggage. I didn't think that story was actually true, and I know Sutton came out and she's like, nothing was ever said about my assistant, blah, blah, blah. I always thought it was about the DJ in Aspen. That's why I find it interesting that it's being reported that this slur was towards someone who was around the cast earlier in the season. I don't really know what that means. Obviously, we know Kathy Hilton was just caught speaking to TMZ a couple days ago. This does kind of sound like an interesting way to get ahead of the story before it airs at the reunion. I don't know if advanced copies of part 3 of the reunion have gone out yet. I don't think they've gone out to the press. And as far as the people that I know that usually get an advanced copy that tend to share it with me, they have not shared it with me and have not even shared if they've seen part 3. So I don't know if it's out there yet. So it does kind of seem like maybe this was a bit of a plant. Again, we just saw Kathy Hilton speaking to TMZ. Now, all of a sudden, this story has come out to TMZ, and this insider has made it very clear that it was a she said, and it was Erica's word against Kathy's, and that there was an investigation, and the investigation wasn't able to prove that this was actually true. So it does sound like we're trying to get ahead of the story, not claiming that Kathy is the one that leaked this to TMZ or anybody close to Kathy. I'm just saying, we did just see Kathy talking directly to TMZ a couple of days ago. So, what is it? Who does the story benefit? You have to always look at who the story benefits. Obviously, it doesn't sound great about Kathy Hilton, but the fact that we're making it very clear that there was an investigation and it did happen and, there was no corroboration. Interesting, right? We'll see how this plays out. I like that it also has to clarify that this was in regard to someone who was around the cast earlier in the season, and how it relates to the DJ in Aspen. I don't know. Again, this is how you guys can prove that I'm not being paid by Erica or by Rinna, or I'm not getting direct information from Erica, because it's like, obviously, I would know these details. I didn't know these details. I haven't seen part 3 of the reunion, so you can debunk those theories. But yeah, curious what your thoughts are and how you feel about what this third part of the reunion is going to bring. I'm surprised that we only get Kathy in this one part of the reunion too. I feel like we're going to get rushed through it. If it's only 45 minutes and we still have other things to talk about before we officially bring Kathy out, as we saw in, the reunion clip, I feel like we're just going to gloss over quite a few things and we're just going to kind of not get into the meat of it all that deep. But we will see. All right, guys, we'll be back on Thursday for our recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 3. But until then, I've got Mr. Harry Jowsey, who was a real delight to chat with. We had a very, very, very naughty, not safe for work combo on today's show. So be sure you got your headphones in to tune in. It's a fun listen. We talk all about dating, answer some of your dating questions. We talk all about dating, sex, and housewives. I make him pick some hot takes, pick sides with the housewives. I threw some of the most common scenarios at him and had him decipher what he thinks, who he thinks he's going to be siding with. So just because he's not a housewife doesn't mean you're not going to enjoy it. I enjoy Harry Jowsey. You guys may have remembered seeing him on Netflix's Too Hot to Handle. I know he's done a couple of other reality shows as well. So there you go. You're probably going to want to follow him and like subscribe to his OnlyFans because he's a hottie. And I'm just like, oh, baby daddy. All right, but before we dive into all of that, I did want to take a quick moment to give some love to my pals at Drink Simple. I love Drink Simple. Drink Simple is a great line of maple water that's refreshing, nutrient-packed, tree-based hydration with naturally occurring plant-powered electrolytes, prebiotics, and no added sugar, tapped directly from maple trees. Okay, it's yummy, it's delicious. I've especially been loving their new sparkling maple water. I like to pour them into my cocktails for a little boost of hydration, or just like a nice refreshing drink that I know fuels my body and tastes good. I just posted on the No Filter Instagram account too a very special Halloween-inspired cocktail recipe called the Dorinda's Deadly Punch. Like Dorinda Medley, but Dorinda Deadly. It's Dorinda's Deadly Punch. It's ultra hydrating and loaded with anti-aging polyphenols and antioxidants. We love polyphenols and antioxidants because they're anti-aging and they keep us looking youthful, right? So it's basically like drinking the blood of children minus the actual children. But listen, it still packs Dorinda's signature bite. It's crafted with some vodka, some tart cherry juice, some blood orange for that little vitamin C immune boost. I top it with some of Drink Simple's tart cherry vanilla sparkling maple water, which I've been really loving and appreciating. I've also been enjoying their orange creamsicle sparkling maple water. That's also yummy. Plant-powered, nutrient-packed, tree-based hydration. I hear it's more hydrating than water, and studies have shown that it can even boost the rate at which your body metabolizes alcohol, which can help prevent that hangover. It's yummy. You can get the recipe on our Instagram account at NoFilterWithZach right now, or you can head over to drinksimple.com to give them a try. That's drinksimple.com, or you can always shop Drink Simple in my Amazon storefront at amazon.com/shop/Zack Peter. That's amazon.com/shop/ZackPeter, amazon.com/shop/Zack Peter, or head over to drinksimple.com. Welcome on in, guys. Welcome on in. I'm excited because we have another repeat guest this week. If you're not following him on Instagram, you're going to want to get ready because he's going to leave you hot and heavy. He's the hunk that used to grace our TV screens, or I guess it's still streaming. He's from Netflix's Too Hot to Handle, which led to his podcast, Tap In, his new Spotify original, Dating Harry Jowsey. And in my mind, we are secretly dating. So please welcome back, Harry Jowsey.
Wow, that was the best intro.
How you doing, Harry?
I'm good. Good to see you. Yeah, when was the last time? Was it?
I think it was like a little over a year ago.
That's kind of crazy. It doesn't feel like that.
No, it doesn't.
That is really nuts.
How have you been?
I've been good. Yeah, I did a recent show, Floor is Lava. We won that, which was a little bit of fun. Just filming bits and bobs here and there, but just been focusing on like the acting stuff, which is a little bit corny because I think everyone on reality TV and like every TikTok star is like, I'm gonna be an actor now.
So that's the goal, is to do like acting. Like, what are you trying to be, Brad Pitt?
I don't think anyone could ever be him, but like that would be nuts. I actually watched his most recent movie, Bullet Train.
Yeah,
and it got me so inspired. Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's pretty intense. There's a lot of like action in it, but there's just so many like different things that don't make sense until the end of the movie, and you're like, oh wow, this is sick. But yeah, I feel like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, if I could do something like that, I would just retire right there. That would be such a sick thing to do.
And then would you steal a wife from the movie too?
Yeah, of course. You'd have to.
That ended well. They seem to be doing very well, the two of them. Congrats to Brad and Angelina. That ended nicely. So is like reality TV not of interest anymore? Because you did Too Hot to Handle, and then there was like a game show, right? That was like on YouTube where you competed with other Netflix stars.
Yeah. And
then you just did the Lava show. So do you want to keep doing reality, or are you like, I'm kind of done with reality, I'm done with social?
I think reality TV is always going to be so much fun for me, and I love doing it so much, but there's only like so many dating shows that you can do before people are kind of just like, okay, you need to go to therapy and you have like real life issues. So I've kind of stepped away from like any dating show offers or anything like that. Unless it's like The Bachelor, then like I'm sure I could make an
You would do The Bachelor.
for sure.
Would you be a contestant, or you would want to be The Bachelor?
I want to be The Bachelor, yeah.
I mean, God, that's so much pussy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'd be crazy. But yeah, I think I'm always down for reality, but I'm just trying to make myself a little bit more legit so that people just don't think I'm some big idiot on the screen.
Well, because you do TikTok. You also do is OnlyFans still a thing?
Yeah.
And we DM with the people in OnlyFans. Do people get crazy in the DMs?
Yeah, they get really fucking nuts. People they get a little bit upset if you don't want to like hang out in person. And I'm like, I'm all good. Like, I'm not a hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they feel like they're so connected to you that they want to like hang out. Like, do they want to just like hang out, or they want to like bang?
They want to bang. I had someone like come up to me while I was at dinner with my friends.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to give you $5,000 if you want to come home with me. I'm like, hey man, like, I'm just trying to enjoy my dinner. Like, give me a few more shots and then we'll talk about it.
I just learned what a cum tribute is. Do you know what that is?
Wait, what's a cum tribute?
A cum tribute. Okay, so because somebody DM'd me and I guess wanted to do a cum tribute, and I'm flattered. Anytime anybody wants to do anything, I'm like just flattered. I'm not like gonna like go fuck them, but like so a cum tribute is basically, I've learned, you pick a photo of yourself and you give them this photo, and they print out the photo, and then they come all over the photo, and then they give it back to you as like, this is my tribute to you.
Wow, I think I've seen some of those online, but
really?
Like on like, do you know Dream? It's like he's this Minecraft kid. He's like a very big YouTuber, and he did like a face reveal because he always had like a mask on. And I went on TikTok one day, and there was literally someone posted, I don't know how this was still up, like a slide. It was like a carousel of like all these people's like, I guess, cum tributes to, like on his face, which was really intense.
Like, I don't know if I find that flattering. Like, would you want somebody? I don't think I would want somebody to send me a cum tribute. Like, come to my pictures and tell me, because then that's like an ego validation boost. And like, listen, if you tell me I'm pretty, you can get whatever you want out of me. But like, a cum tribute might be a bit far.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be sent to my house, but like if you send me a photo, I'm like, cool, thank you so much. I appreciate
that.
Yeah, because it's like, it's better than being called hot. Like someone just went down.
And like, think about like the amount of ink that had to go into printing the photo.
The amount of effort in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get to pick the photo. I mean, that sounds pretty great.
Wow.
I get to pick photo.
Are you gonna go through that part?
What?
Are you gonna go through
I don't know. I have to get back to him.
Oh.
He kept DMing me, and then I was like, okay, I like got busy, and then he's like, why did you stop talking to me? Was the cum tribute too much? And I was like, it was just enough.
Yeah, it was a perfect amount.
Yeah, it was just enough. The cum was a bit much, but the tribute was just the right amount. It's so funny. People get wild in the DMs. I find it flattering, though. I know some people are like, that, I'm like, subjectify me, please.
Yeah, literally, like, use me like a piece of meat. Like, I don't really care. Like, I'm only going to look like this once. So,
might
as
well live it up now.
Exactly. I want everyone to tell me and, like, do as many cum tributes as they want to me. Yeah.
That's why people, like, want me to send them a nude. I'm like, sure, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, please, if you think it's leak it. I'm proud of what I got. Yeah. Listen, I have a pretty dick. I'm very... Put it on Twitter.
Yeah, get that out there.
Get it out there. Leak it. I'll Kim Kardashian the shit out of that. Do you believe she sold the sex tape?
Oh yeah. Did you watch all that stuff?
I saw the Ray J stuff.
Wow.
I feel like
it sucks for him though. Like to have to be, I don't know, constantly seen as like the bad guy. And I guess it got to a point where he just was like, you know what, like fuck fuck this whole situation. I'm going to expose all of it. But to be honest, like, it does make sense.
Yeah.
You know, like, if she was best friends with Paris Hilton and then Paris Hilton did her sex tape and it blew things up for her a little bit. And then, you know, I get it. You know, like, I would have done the exact same thing. I probably would have done worse. Like, I would have had more of a crazy video just to try and, like, get a little bit more of an effect. But,
get it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it worked out for her.
Yeah. Massively.
Yeah, it worked out. Well, I guess it didn't work out that well for him, but I mean, I feel like he could have just pitted it. You can't do celebrity sex tapes anymore. I feel like that was like a great era where it, like, you know, we were leaking. Well, I mean, we weren't leaking anything because the, you know, celebrities that didn't want their tapes out there were able to sue, and then people that wanted to leak it, like Paris and Kim, were able to at least monetize off of it. Yeah,
but I think there's just it's just kind of like played out. Like, everyone has sex tapes. Like, Lil Pump has sex tapes out. Every single other celebrity or rapper has, like, videos of them smashing. So it's kind of like boring now. Like, what's the next thing? Cum tributes it, maybe.
No, I know. Yeah, cum tributes, clearly. No, I was like, if there's ever a sex tape that leaks about me, then I would have to join OnlyFans, and I would make sure that people would have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to monetize. Listen, I don't give a shit. I'll Kim Kardashian the shit out of all of it. People think, listen, anybody that says otherwise, you're kidding yourself.
Literally. Yeah.
Exposure, money, like, there's no reason not to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Especially if you have a good anatomy, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so the audience loves Housewives. The Zack Pack loves Real Housewives. I take it you're not a Housewives fan.
No, I hung out with Lassa Pippen a little bit. I believe she's on Miami Housewives.
Would you date? Yes. You were linked. People thought you guys were dating.
Yes. Yeah, for a while. Yeah, she lives in my building now. So. Yeah, it's really nice.
Well, now it's easy to slip downstairs. So I figured you weren't going to be a big Housewives fan.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw you some Housewives scenarios with no context.
Okay.
You're only allowed to ask one follow-up question, and you have to pick a side. Okay. The audience is probably going to drag you based off of what side you pick, so don't pick the wrong side, Harry.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, first one. Lisa accuses Kathy of having a major meltdown off camera, but there's no footage of it. Kathy says that it didn't happen. Do you believe Lisa or do you believe Kathy?
I believe Kathy.
You believe that the meltdown didn't happen?
Yeah.
Why do you believe the meltdown didn't happen?
Because if you're filming a fucking show, then everything's on camera. And if it's not on camera, you have microphones on. So maybe there's a little bit of audio. But I believe Kathy, because if it isn't filmed, it didn't happen.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's my motto. It's not on camera.
Is that the right answer?
I don't. Don't ask me. They hate my answers. Don't ask me if that's the right answer. Okay. Kyle says Crystal was dropped by 14 friends because she's shady. Okay. Crystal says that those 14 friends are just jealous of her because now she's on TV. Do you believe the 14 friends are jealous of Crystal, or is Crystal low key shady?
Crystal's a bitch, but it sounds like
14 friends is pretty specific.
If you said 3, I'd be like, oh, okay, maybe there was something that happened in the friend group, but like 14 is a very, very big number. Crystal, you're probably a bitch.
Okay, Sutton wore a kitty sweater on her first date. I need to know if you approve of this kitty sweater from Sutton's first date.
No, you're an adult.
You wouldn't, if a girl showed up on a date like that and then like a mini skirt, you wouldn't be like, yeah, I'll still get it?
No, I feel like if you're going to go on a date, like you want to, you know, show off and be happy and like be proud of your body, not like a kitty sweater. I think maybe the fact that I just kind of relate that to baby talk and that terrifies me. So I probably would be like, okay, like this was like cute for one date, but like never do it again.
Never do it again. It's not the kitty I want to see.
Yeah.
Okay, Bethany claims that she's a natural food chef, okay? Kelly says that Bethany is not a chef because she doesn't work at a restaurant, so she's just a cook. If Bethany doesn't work at a restaurant, is she a chef or is she a cook, Harry?
Oh my God, this is actual drama.
This is actual drama on Housewives.
I'm Team Bethany. I don't know who she is, but
she's a chef.
She's a chef.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can make anything other than like, you know, scrambled eggs and like a sandwich, I think you're a chef.
Yeah, have you seen her on TikTok?
No. Should I see her?
You should do a collab with her. Well, she needs some help on her TikTok. She posts a lot of TikTok, but I feel like we need to refine some of her content, reshape her brand a bit, take her back into the natural food chef. Okay. Heather is upset that Luann brought 2 strange men home from the bar. Luann thinks that Heather is being uncool for blasting her on camera. Was it cool or uncool for Luann to bring home 2 strange men from the bar?
I think Luann should do what she wants. Go out there, get that dick, and have a good time.
Both of them.
Yeah, at the same time. And if anyone wants to shade you for that, they're just upset that they didn't get 2 cocks at once.
Exactly. They didn't get any.
Yeah, that's more. It shows more about the accuser, than the person getting accused.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mia is posting about having cancer on social media.
Oh, wow.
Giselle thinks that Mia is just looking for attention on social media. Do you think Mia is looking for attention, or is Mia just being #real?
Does she actually have cancer?
We don't know.
Oh,
it's TBD.
Wow, that would be a really fucked up thing to do if you were just doing it if you didn't have it. I think that's a tough one because you want to be open and honest with your audience and that show people that you're a real person and like that you're relatable. But if she doesn't have cancer, she should be canceled.
Well, that brings us to this next one. Vicky's boyfriend faked having cancer and falsified the documents on the show. Vicky claims that she had no idea that he was faking it, but they dated for 5 years, and she defended him. Do you think that Vicky... Now she's claiming she didn't know. Do you think that Vicky knew, or was the dick just too good to lie?
Vicky knew, for sure.
You think she knew?
Vicky is sticky, and she definitely... she knows. Yeah. Vicky sounds like she was probably a part of it.
Okay, Brandy says that she and Denise hooked up secretly. Denise says that they never hooked up, and she doesn't even really know who Brandy is. Brandy has text messages to show that they were at least pretty friendly and had some sort of relationship, and they clearly knew each other pretty well. Do you believe that Brandy and Denise really hooked up?
I believe Brandy and Denise hooked up. Yeah. This is all happening on this fucking show?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it.
You need to watch The Housewives. It's great. Wait until you find out about the stuffed bunnies.
What are they doing with those?
They're giving them and it's making them cry.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then, this current season, what's going... Oh, it's Kathy's meltdown. Yep. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that's going on. Crystal and her 14 friends. Like, the drama is so ridiculous. And that's why I wanted to give it to somebody that's not a Housewives fan, because normally the Housewives fan take it so seriously. But when you take these out of context and realize how ridiculous they sound... It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow. These are adults. These
are grown women in, like, their 60s.
Jesus Christ.
50s and 60s.
I need to watch this show.
A couple 40s.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, Ashley says that she left Michael. Michael's been caught in a few different cheating scandals, okay? Even with some of the boys on Grindr. Wow. She's always stood by him, okay? She has now filed separation and is planning to divorce him, but they just got a house together. Do you think she's really going to leave Michael? Do you think they're secretly she's going to stay with Michael? What do you think she should do with Michael? I guess is the real question.
I think she should leave Michael for sure. Like if he's going to be shady behind her back. But look, if they just got a house together, I think that
after they filed for separation.
Okay, they're definitely staying together. Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
Why would you want to commit to a house mortgage for the next like 20 years? Like it's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't. She's definitely.
Well, he's got the money, and the prenup kicked in after 5 years, so we're just about that 5-year mark.
Oh, she's chilling. Yeah, she said she's probably like, get another house, get whatever you need. Buy a car.
Wait, I think we need a vacation home too.
Yeah. She's definitely in on that
for sure. So tell me about this. Thank you for taking Housewives sides here without context. I want to pivot over into, since we're talking about Ashley and Mike, I want to pivot over into dating because you have your new show, which is, it's a live, right?
Yeah.
Like Dating Harry Jowsey.
Do you do a Spotify Live at all? You should.
I just did. What is a Spotify Live?
So it's literally, it's like the app where you just go like live.
Oh.
And it's just only audio, and there's like a chat, and people come in, jump on, can come on stage and like talk to you about kind of like what's going on.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. I just signed a deal with Spotify to do stuff with their Ringer Dish network. I'm gonna have to be like, I want to go live now.
You should really talk to them because it's a lot of fun because.
Well, I do lives on YouTube, so we do our live streams and stuff there. But I mean, I would love to do it on Spotify.
No, it's honestly like it's so easy because you can be in bed and then people just like come on and then they ask their questions and you have like guests or whatever, and then like we had Nick Vile on. And like the girls were just coming up and asking like all the relationship stuff that I had no answers to, and he was like the perfect person. It's a very like fun dynamic, especially like going live as well, because you never know what you're gonna get. Like we had people come up and say like, oh, I was just on a lunch break and I just met someone on Hinge and just got fucked in a car park, and like it's people like really open and honest with me. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Well, you're also very open and honest with people. Are you on dating apps right now?
No,
Not Raya, nothing.
It's too stressful. Dating apps are like, I just hate the small talk. I'd rather just like DM someone and then feel their vibe and feel like if it's good. If not, then like whatever. Or go to a party, get really shy, find someone really attractive and like run away and then DM them like 2 days later. That's kind of what I do.
So are you really shy though in real person? You have such like a BDE sort of vibe that it's
like no, like
not at all.
In person, even at like if I'm at the club or whatever and I see someone so attractive, I'm like to my friend, I'm like, oh yo, can you get her like Instagram, or like do you know who that is? Because like I don't want to. I just also feel weird walking up to someone because I always like talk about like, oh, you should just like the worst thing that you should be afraid of is someone saying no. And I always like tell my audience like, yeah, be confident, whatever. But like in person, like when I see someone like so attractive, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to message you. Like it sucks. It's really embarrassing. I don't know. Like I feel like American men are very outgoing and like they just go for whatever and go for what they want. But like for me, like I'm just too afraid to like walk up to someone and be like, hey, how you going?
Is that a Harry thing or is that an Aussie thing?
I think Australian guys like when maybe it's the difference like going out in Australia and here. Like when we go out in Australia, we just go out to have a good time, get fucked up, and like go out with your friends. But then like when I've come out to like parties here in America, guys just like they won't let other guys into like if they have a house party or whatever unless you like pay, and they'll be like, oh, only girls can get in. And even at like clubs, like guys are very like territorial over girls and like just want to make sure that they can like. That I don't know, whoever's around them is for them. So it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's from growing up in Australia that like I've just been like, oh, maybe I don't know. I'm always just like, it's not the right time. I'll find a better time to message them.
So what is the move when you slide into the DMs? Like what's your opener?
I usually reply to a story, or send a post or something, because it's a little bit more than just like, hey, like how you been or what's going on. Because I find that people are so like, self-absorbed and they want to like get that validation. Yeah. So if you like reply to a story or reply to like a post or like something and then reply to it, just I feel like that usually works a lot better, but like not trying to put, usually if they have something in like, if they have like a hat or something in the photo that's like fun, I'll just like reply about that and like pretend to ignore them. Like, oh, where'd you get that hat from?
See, I feel like it's, oh my God, I just realized my zipper's down.
Oh wow,
that's attractive.
We're that part of the podcast already.
Yeah. Zippers down. Yeah. Tune in. Go to OnlyFans for part 2. So embarrassing. So when like for me, I like when people DM me, and I feel like people don't. I feel like if you find somebody attractive, you'll respond to the DM and you'll like engage, and if you don't, then you'll be like, oh, it got lost in my 99 notifications that were unread.
Yeah.
I don't mind sliding into DMs. And I feel like there have been a few times where guys have slid into my DMs and didn't expect me to respond. And I was like, no, send me a dick pic next. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, please, open with that.
No, like,
Or I hate people who slide in that have private accounts. I'm like, I'll never reply to a private account. Like I need to see everything. I need to see what your family looks like, your tag photos.
Yeah, I need to know what your aunt's maiden name is.
Literally.
And if I can't, then like
it's never gonna work.
Yeah, no, it'll never work. Before I can let you see that it's been read, I need to know everything about you. Your job, your social security number, all of it. So people did send in some sex and dating questions for you, Harry, because you give the best advice. Because clearly they think you're great in bed. Best and worst. You have the most you're the most experienced.
Yeah.
Okay, Carrie G wants to know, she said that she's been dating a guy for a couple of months and his birthday's coming up and she doesn't know whether or not she should get him a gift.
I think you should definitely get
I think you should get him again. If you've been dating for a couple of months, well, I mean, you also have to define dating. Like, is dating like you guys are in a relationship, or is dating like we've been talking and going on dates?
Yeah, I wouldn't overthink it. If I was her, I'd get her something that she likes as well, like a candle or something sweet. You know, something that's like gonna benefit both of them. Because if you've just been like hooking up for a couple of months and you're not too sure kind of like where you are, don't put too much thought into it.
Yeah.
Because also birthdays only come once a year. So like you're good. Just like get something. Because if you don't get something, then he's going to remember that till next year.
Or what if it's just like a lunch or a dinner? Like, let's go to eat
Yeah.
and then I'll pick up the tab for your
Yeah.
birthday. Because then we're technically still on a date, but there's no commitment to like an actual gift, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's way better than like trying to get like a expensive shirt or something.
Yeah. Is it offensive if I tell a guy what I like in bed? I don't want to hurt his man ego. Do you like when women tell you what they like in bed?
I love it because I prefer, look, because I'm kind of, it sounds terrible, but I'm accustomed to the last person that I was with, you know, what their preferences are, whatever. I like it when someone says, and like, oh, let's do it like this or whatever. But I think guys get like upset and like scared. So what I've learned is the best way to go about that is, if you're like in the middle of something and you want them to do it differently, be like, oh, one of my friends, or I heard that this is like really fun and I've been wanting to do it, and now's the perfect time, so can you like try this? Because I think that is more like you're both exploring that together instead of like him going, oh, like the last guy that she slept with was like way better. I think that's like, that doesn't hurt the ego as much if the guy's like really shit in bed.
Is it the way she says it, or like, I guess like the tone, like if she's like aggressive, like for me, when I like things in bed, I'm like, I tell you exactly what I want you to do. I don't know if that hurts anybody's ego. But like how, I guess just be like more mindful of it.
Yeah. More like it's, you're curious to try something new, but you already know it works for you, right? Because like end of the day, if he can figure out how to push your buttons the perfect way, then like
better.
Sex is going to be better for everyone. Everyone's going to have a better time. Like guys are coming quick all the time. So like you want to beat him to the punch. So I think it would be the best way to go about it would just be like bring it up in a way like, oh my God, like I saw a video where he was like sucking the clit and like licking at the same time instead of just like humming on it or whatever. I don't know what guys do, but I think like that's the best way to go about it because it's
a lullaby.
less scary. Yeah.
Are you more dom or more sub in bed?
I'm more dom, and I think that's why I get a little bit like deflated if a girl is like, do it like this, because I'm like, no, that's my job. I'm meant to tell you what to do. Like, how dare you say do it like this, you know?
I like a power play.
Yeah.
Are you into power? Like where there's a bit of a shift in who's going to take over the dynamic?
Yeah, I like it sometimes, but then I'm also just like, okay, no, like I'm a big man. Like I want to throw you around and pin you down.
Oh yeah, you don't want like a little woman to be like, you
flip me
wouldn't let
around.
her tie you up?
Nah.
Really? Trust issues?
Yeah, trust issues and like, I'd rather do that to them. Like, I'd rather them like be tied up.
You need to be in full control.
Yeah, me take care of the situation and like, cause I'm easy. Like, I know how to figure out my shit. Like, we can get it done in like seconds if you want to like go to town. But like, girls are a little bit more complex. So you want to.
Are you good at controlling when you can come?
Yeah, because I start thinking about like shit that stresses me out.
Yeah, see, I don't understand the guys that can't do that. Like, if I need to come on the spot, then I can rush things along.
Yeah.
Or if I want to last a little longer, I know all the tricks to keep it going.
Yeah, I always try and, because again, I think, well, initially when I was a little bit younger, like I didn't really, because I'd get so like wound up and like, okay, like I need to have sex right now. But now I'm like, okay, you can like go down on them. You can relax. Like you can take your time. You don't need to like rush into like having sex.
Enjoy it.
You can, really like string it out. Because then when they go to the group chat and tell their friends, they can say it was like 15 minutes instead of 15 seconds.
Have you heard of people that have like had stories of sleeping with you? Like online? Like have people claimed that?
No, there's one girl that was talking shit at like a gym that I went to, and I think it was just because I stopped talking to her, and it was more she was more upset. But like she's like, yeah, we hooked up and he like came really quick, and I was like, yeah, it was true. Like I busted super quick because I was so wound up.
Yeah,
it was like after like an hour of teasing.
Yeah,
and then by the time we like got to it, I was kind of just like, oh, I'm annoyed. I'm more angry than anything, so I stopped talking to her. I'm like, don't tease me for an hour because it's gonna be. But yeah, there's been a few people that just say that. I'm just like, oh, whatever. Who cares? Like now I'm way more in control of it.
The number of stories I hear of people that have claimed to have had sex with me, I'm like, where do I find all of the time?
Yeah.
One time, there was one guy who said that his friend said that I was trying to hook up with him because I guess he had an OnlyFans, and I was trying to convince him about why he should have sex with me and film it and put it on his OnlyFans because all of my followers would give his OnlyFans so much engagement. And I'm like, if I thought I had that much power, I would start my own fucking OnlyFans. Yeah, like, I wouldn't go and do your OnlyFans and you get paid for that. No, I had that kind of star power.
I had someone in Australia, like, I think messaged like an ex of mine or something that was just like, oh yeah, Harry was hooking up with this guy for like these months. I was like, I haven't been back to Australia in 3 years. like what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, it's crazy.
Threesomes, 2 girls or a guy and a girl? What do you think works better?
I think 2. Here's the thing. I've had like 8 threesomes. Oh. And like most of them were with.
I thought you were gonna say you had 8 people at one time. I was like, that's
an orgy.
That's more than a threesome.
Yeah, you get carried away. No, I had 8 threesomes. I think maybe a little bit more, but most of them were just me and my best friend and a girl, which is it's like more. I think it's fun. Yeah. But like when it's 2 girls, it's so much fun. Like it is a lot of fun, but it just seems I don't know. Like I hate it when it's about me. Like I want to take care of you guys. Yeah. So like I don't know when there's. Yeah, I don't know when it's me and my best friend and we just like take someone down.
Is that not awkward?
No, we have a great friendship. He's like my brother. Well, that's weird. That's weird. No, but it's more just like I don't know. It's more like
it's not weird to like see his dick.
No, who cares? Like everyone has one.
Well, not every
guy has one. But like it's fun because you and your best friend are just you've got like I don't know like a girl that's just wants to do whatever. So I don't know. For me, it's always a good time. So.
Have you compared?
No, because we're not like, oh shit, nice cock, bro. It's more just like, what is good for her? Like let's let's make sure she's filled up.
I love threesomes. Threesomes are my favorite.
Yeah.
With couples, with 2 singles. I just think it's fun.
Yeah. No. I can imagine.
It's always different.
Yeah.
It's never the same. Yeah. Well, I mean, all 8 of your threesomes, have they ever been the same?
No.
See? Something's always mixed up. Somebody's always got a new idea.
Yes. Try different shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
3 orgasms are better than 1.
Yeah.
What would you say is the key to having good sex? That's a stupid question.
I think communication, to be honest. Like, for me, when I started talking about, like, or just like figuring out the right time to like bring your moans in, because like people could be like fucking around.
Do you like moans?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, because then it like you're on the right track when it's kind of like hot,
you
cold,
realize
hot,
they
cold.
fake the moans, right? Or you can't. I always say every time a guy's like, I'm gonna make you moan in bed, I'm like, good luck, because you really have to make me moan if I'm gonna moan.
Yeah. No, look, people can fake it, whatever, but it's more just it helps you know when you're about to hit the right mark, you know, because you could be poking around in there or trying to find the clit or whatever, and you're sucking on her leg, but as soon as you get to the right spot, they're just like it brings it up to like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do more of this, instead of like this other technique.
That's a subtle way to tell somebody what you like.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why you can't fake moans, ladies and gentlemen.
Please.
You need to be honest. That's why I don't moan unless you make me moan.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fake it for your ego.
Yeah, I'm moaning the whole time. Yeah. Rub it over my pants. I'm like, oh fuck.
Is the podcast coming back?
It is. We just had we're just changing studios and like production team and whatever else. It's just I didn't realize how much like legal work and shit is in this podcast.
Shift,
shit. Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break because we're just trying to figure this shit out. And then next thing you know, you have agents involved, lawyers involved. Then this team wants to do this team wants to do this. I'm like, holy shit! I just want to like sit down and like talk to people and like have fun.
Yeah, figure it out.
Yeah, stressful.
And still gonna be Tap In.
Yeah, maybe a better name. I don't know, because that was kind of like
Tap Out.
Yeah, maybe. But it was kind of just like a last minute thing. I'm like, I don't know what to name it, and then someone messaged Tap In to one of my group chats. I was like, whatever, sure, sounds fun.
So what would you describe as the concept of the podcast?
It's a bit of a weird one because like we've had everything from like, there's been episodes on like how I eat pussy. There's been episodes on like suicide. There's been episodes on like people like crazy drug experiences.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a big mixed bag. It's kind of probably frustrating for the audience because they're like, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Like, what is it going to be this week? And like, I had my mum on there talking about like my upbringing. It's really anything, which is kind of
anything goes. You're just tapping into a conversation with Harry.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but I feel like that's what podcasts have kind of become, right? Like I feel like the ones that are so pigeonholed into one niche kind of, you know, eventually like you run out of things to talk about within that same topic.
It's also frustrating because like I struggle just like thinking about what I had for breakfast and like talking about like random shit. I'm like, I couldn't imagine like only talking about like Star Wars or like Marvel movies or shit like that. Like that'd be crazy.
What's an ideal first date?
I think ideal first date would be somewhere outside. Like I think that going on like dates and stuff and like dinner is like cute and like fun, but I feel like for me it'd be more like adventurous and like I want to go and try something new. Like I want to go out and like do something different. So as lame as it sounds, like going to the beach and like having like brunch by the ocean, for me that sounds like a good time because it's something that you have to like sit in the car, get to know someone, go sit down. Like there's a bit of time that you can go into it. Whereas instead of like an Uber to a restaurant, like sitting down and then Ubering home, like I don't know, for me, that's kind of where I'm.
So you think you should ride share to the actual date?
Yeah.
Like a guy picks you up?
Yeah. And then go there and just like get to know each other and then maybe go down, I don't know, go do something fun together instead of just like eating and.
Yeah, I like experiential dates. I mean, the only time I want to just go to dinner is when he's offering to pay and I do a courtesy fuck at the end of the night. Or maybe I want to get laid. I don't know.
A courtesy fuck.
Sometimes it happens. Listen, I'm big on philanthropic work. Yeah. I do charity.
Wow.
Harry, I do charity.
Me and you both.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I'm not really into this, but I'm just going to go for it just to, you know.
Heaps of times where I'm just like, oh, fuck, like, you've had a rough week. Like, let me just make it worse.
let me make it worse. Yeah, my God. Let me disappoint you a little bit more. Are you confident in your skills in bed?
Yes.
Since you're very shy in person.
Yeah. Well, I think that because I talk about it so much, I open up like that conversation.
Yeah.
And then when I hook up with people, they're more comfortable talking about what they like, especially, you know, before or like during or whatever. So I think maybe because I'm so open and I'm like, I'm not the best at this, but I'm like trying to get better. And I think maybe that's where a lot of guys like have a mistake is because they think that like, yeah, I'm the man. Like I'm smashing away. But like, I'm like, I know I can be like so much better. I know I don't give the best dick in town, but I'm trying to.
Yeah. It's the effort that matters. Because when there's an effort, then there's a willingness to shift things rather than the ego of being too confident and being like, I know what I'm doing versus let me listen to what your body is telling me you're enjoying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you in therapy?
Yeah.
How often are you going to therapy?
I only just started, so I've only been like once.
First time ever?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What made you?
Going through a breakup and just like sitting at home and then Farah, who's like my day manager, she like runs my entire life. She was like, hey, I think it's time that you should go and like figure your shit out and like talk to someone.
Yeah.
Because like it's good for you to sit at home and like vent to your friends or whatever, or just like be in your thoughts. But it's even better if you go and like get like professional help and just someone that can like really like help guide you. So yeah, it's a good start. So hopefully by next year, I'm like so tapped into myself.
Have girls wanted you to do therapy prior and you were reluctant?
No,
I feel like that's a thing. Girls like, I'm not dating a guy unless he's in therapy.
No, I had one of my friends when he broke up with his girlfriend. She's like, I'm never gonna get back with you unless you go do therapy with me. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's kind of gross. Like, you shouldn't do that. And then once I just like got rid of that like mental barrier, and I'm like, oh, actually, like that's very productive and it's really like thoughtful because you get a third party's opinion to like help kind of navigate like your troubles and stuff. So I think no one's ever said that to me, but I did when I broke up with my ex, like I did bring that up. I was like, we go do couples therapy. I'm going to do everything I can to get you back. I was saying everything I could. Yeah.
Would you have actually gone through with couples therapy?
Yeah, I think because I think there's no like extent to like learning, especially learning about yourself.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's something that like people don't do enough of. And I'm not the perfect boyfriend, but I want to be. So like, you know, maybe if there's a professional that knows everything about this stuff, and then it's also going to help me with like my podcast and stuff, because I can actually like relay all that advice.
Do you feel like your reluctance was it more like there was shame behind doing it, or was it more of like, I'm good, I don't need to do that?
Yeah, it was more like I'm good. Like I'm fine. I'm the rock for all my friends and like everyone around me. Like everyone can come to me with their problems and everything's fine. But then whenever I get like, and I think maybe that mindset kind of pushed it to the side for me, because I'm like, whenever I have an issue, I just be quiet and I just sit by myself and like reflect and like go through it, or I'll go to like a float tank or like try and meditate and like get it through and like pass through like the thought process of that. But again, like I think it was just more me just having it like I'm the strong point for my friends. I don't need anyone. But then I realized like it's a counterproductive like thought process. Like I need to, like everyone can be better.
What was your way of dealing with your emotions or stuff like prior? Because I mean, obviously there are other forms of like types of therapy that maybe aren't necessarily talk therapy. Was there something else that you were doing to kind of, you know, keep your head on straight that wasn't?
It's more like whenever I'm going through shit, or whenever I'm like stressed out, I just self-reflect. Like I go for a walk, go get some sunshine. I put on like music and like I think about like everything that's kind of going on, and then just like without like an ego, I'm like, okay, I could have been better here. I could have done this better. And like usually through those times, I'm like apologizing to like a bunch of people as well. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry I did this. You don't need to reply.
Yeah.
But I just want you to know that I've acknowledged it, and just want to apologize for it because it wasn't the right thing or whatever. So yeah. But it's just it's always just been like self-reflection and just like sitting in my thoughts. So that's when that type of stuff is also stressful though, because when you're in this industry and people are like, oh, come to dinner, come to this event, come do this. And then you're doing so much stuff, and then you push that stuff to the side, then it gets to a point where you just like bottle it up and explode.
Yeah. I've always been somebody that's been like so good at focusing on work, and I think sometimes it's kind of hindered me in the sense that it prevents me from dealing with my own shit. And it didn't hit me until I did like a small podcast tour where I did a few different shows in a few different cities, and that fucked with me so much because I kept the trip so busy that it was just like go.
Yeah.
And then the only free time that I had, I would try to like have family time. So I would like make sure I showed up for a birthday or whatever. But I was in such this place of just like go that I wasn't processing any emotions in real time, because then when you're at a show and you're meeting people, you have the character and the persona that people paid to come see, that like you can't just be like, I'm tired right now or whatever. Like you push through it. And then once I remember the last show was done, I was in New York and I was going to the airport, and I just like started bawling in the back of my car. My poor Uber driver was probably like, what the fuck is going on? You're having like a meltdown right now. And I was just like, you know, but it was because you suppress everything, and the more you hold everything in, the more it just comes flooding out when it's, you know, when you have to kind of not be that character or not be strong.
And it's also stressful when you like when you're meeting people as well, especially in those environments. Because like I don't want to ruin their day,
experience,
and their experience by letting my personal problems like come to the surface. So it's also really stressful, because I remember, I think I said it on a podcast the other day, where I get like so stressed out if I look angry, if I'm like, because usually if I'm like leaving the gym or just walking around, I have a lot on my mind. I like look angry, and I feel bad if someone like wants to come up and like talk to me, because like I don't want them to be like, oh damn, Harry was a dick. Like he looks so angry and so upset all the time. But it's just because like I'm processing and like thinking about like what's going on. But yeah.
I feel like most people, when they meet me, they realize I'm a lot nicer than I am probably I think on the internet I'm a little hard. Like I'm just I'm a little bitey. I have a bit of a tongue to me. That I like when people see me in person and they realize I'm actually a nice person. Aren't I nice? I'm a very nice person. The internet doesn't think so. And they're so mean to me. Are they nice to you?
No. No, horrible. I think it's just because being on reality TV, people just kind of like want to poke fun at me.
Well, and you were a bad guy on the show. You were a bad boy.
Yeah, I was a very bad boy.
You have to own that.
Yeah.
Didn't do yourself any favors.
No, not at all.
I feel that, would you do like a regular reality show, like about like Harry Jowsey's life?
I would love to. I'd love to do like exploring Australia, or like going back and like doing shit for like the first time, like, because I feel like that would be so much fun. Or like a dirtiest jobs. I feel like that would be.
Would you do that?
I would love to. I feel like that would be fucking crazy, because it would freak me the fuck out, and I think that would be everyone's like viewing pleasure would be awesome, but I would hate it so much. But I think just because I'd be able to entertain people, it'd feel good.
And how fun would it be?
So much fun, yeah, like cleaning like big septic tanks and whatever. Fuck.
Just because it takes you. I love when things take me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. Because then
I don't want to go to a septic tank though.
No, not at all. Yeah, I like dry reach like picking up my dog's poo. So like I couldn't imagine like being in one of those like tanks. But like I was watching Dirtiest Jobs like not too long ago, and I was like, damn, this would actually be so much fun just to put yourself in such a disgusting environment, and then people just like watch and like laugh at you. It'd be crazy.
That would be. You would do a total simple lifestyle.
Yeah.
I can see it. Harry Jowsey, thank you for coming back on No Filter.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We have Dating Harry Jowsey, which is Spotify Live.
Yeah.
Tap In, or a podcast that you have Tap In that's out right now, possibly a revamp or a new version of the Harry Jowsey podcast coming soon. Anything else?
Just
Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans, all the places.
The whole shebang. And if any of your audience has any podcast name ideas that they want to like put in the comment section or whatever, or DM me, that would be really cool, because I would love better branding. So yeah.
Better brand. Well, you have all these teams. Yeah. They need to help you put it together. They need to help you refine this this image.
True. Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Harry. What are your social handles so people can slide in to drop their recommendations?
Harry Jowsey, HARRY JOWSEY, everywhere. And please, the Housewives audience, please don't
be kind to Harry. Please be kind.
I don't know.
You drag me. Be kind to Harry. He didn't have any contacts, and I threw him into the wild. You should call it BDE with Harry.
BDE?
Harry's BDE. Harry BDE.
Harry's BDE. Wow, Harry Shy BDE. Yeah.
There we go. That's the name of your podcast. We just named it. Do you feel like you have BDE?
No, do I?
I think you have BDE.
Yeah.
Well, probably because you're tall. Yeah. You're tall, and then you're like, I know how to eat pussy. So like, yeah, that turns people on.
Yeah, maybe I do have BDE.
Do you have BDE? Is the DB?
The DB, yeah, I think so. It's a good size.
Yeah,
it's not like scary, but it's like pretty and like nice.
Is it boyfriend dick? I just learned that term as well. Aside from cum tributes, I learned what boyfriend dick is.
Did you not know that I said that on Tour Handle?
No,
that was like the first thing I brought up on the show.
Really?
Yeah, it was like one of the first things that like they put in of me was when I was talking about boyfriend dick, because the guys were sitting. They're talking about like how big their cocks were, and I was like, "This is embarrassing. Like, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, if you have an 8-inch dick, like you're a once a week type dick.
Yeah.
I'm every day.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
8 times a day is fine. Like, and it looks pretty, looks fine in photos.
Exactly.
Everyone's happy with it. But you guys are like terrifying. Like, you're just a flex for girls. Like, yeah.
I personally think the smaller the better.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because then it's like a pocket rocket, right? You know, No, right? No. Is that a pocket rocket?
Small cocks are in. If you have a small cock, send photos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or if a guy's too big, I have a vibrating cock ring that I'll give them that they can put on. That way, you know, when I bought them, which isn't, I do both. But
you do both?
I do both.
Wow.
My dick's too pretty to not put it inside people.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's fun. Yes, I do both.
Wow.
But if a guy is too like long, like I don't need you that deep.
Yeah,
you know, like 2 inches is perfect. Just the tip. But you get like a vibrator and you put it on, and then they can't go all the way in. Oh. They even have toys now that are like scrunchies that like you can put on your dick if it's too big, because then it can't go all the way in, but then you at least still get like a little friction on your dick.
I'm kind of upset that no one's ever pulled a scrunchie out of me, like a cock scrunchie, and be like, hey, we need to put this on.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Too big,
No,
too
actually,
long.
that's really upsetting.
The more you know.
Yeah, I didn't know about cock
It's
scrunchies.
okay, I'll send you a cock scrunchie, and then you can pull it out. Next
Yeah.
time, be like, I don't want to hurt you. Let me get my cock scrunchie so that, we don't do any
Harry,
damage.
I can't even feel it. Like I was, yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Please send me that.
There we go. An enlightening conversation with Harry Jowsey.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Follow Harry. Subscribe to his podcast. Give him all the love, all the comments, all the hearts.
Yeah. Please.
All the mentions.
All the attention.
All the attention. If you find a really hot picture of Harry that you like on his Twitter or his Instagram or from Too Hot to Handle, then post it on your Instagram story and tag him.
Yeah. Or do a cum tribute. Come
Come tribute.
So that's where you go with that.
There you go.
Send us the cum tributes, please.
I would love a cum. Listen, don't talk. Show me that you're not all talk.
Yeah.
I want to see a cum tribute. Send it to me. If you get a cum tribute, I want to know. I don't need to see it, but I want to know.
I'll send it to you. If I go.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to #NoFilter. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to smash the like button, drop a comment below. Let us know what you think Harry's podcast should be called, and let us know what photos you would like to give us cum tributes to.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to subscribe to Harry. Give him a follow. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. If you don't give a shit about me, follow the podcast at NoFilter with Zack for all the latest reality TV tea. And stay tuned because there's a lot more tea to be spilled. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.